You gotta cancel your photo.
Where it's live right now, and I'm like cracking up. Welcome to the live stream. If this is your first time and you want to not only upload but amplify your videos, well, consider subscribing. However, this is a little awkward. This is the first official Tube Ritual Lower Your Expectations live stream. I'm here with Nick Nimmin.
What is going on?
We're gonna spend some time, answer some questions, and we are so pumped to have you here. So welcome everybody. My name is Brian G. Johnson, and I want to know, how are you doing on this fine day?
Also, if you are just coming in here, there's 25 of you in here right now. Share this out to Twitter, share this out to Facebook. Let's get some more people in here and make this a really, really good time for all of us. So we can get some really good questions. We can get tons and tons of value out of this live stream.
Excellent. So good to see you. I got to tell you, I have had the amazing opportunity to spend the last few days with Mr. Nick Nimmin, and we've actually got a post on the Tube Ritual Facebook group, and we've got a lot of questions. We're going to answer those. We're also going to take your questions today, so welcome. We have no really clue as far as the bandwidth or how this is going to work out, but we're live right now, and it's great to have you here. So Nick, thank you so much for spending time and jumping on. And
my pleasure, man. It has been amazing hanging out with you the last few days. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing. I totally appreciate it. And you know, we've had so much fun. One of the things that's so powerful and so beautiful about really creating your own channel is not just like creating your own videos, but just being part of a community and whatnot. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know Nick now for about a year. We've grown our channels together. You've seen me on Nick's channel. Nick has been on mine, and welcome to the live stream. So first off, Nick, can you jump to...
Yeah, I'm going in there right here in a second. I'm sharing this out right now.
Okay, excellent.
1 second here.
Yeah, we've had so much fun, and we're doing great. Great to see you, Leather Rocker. Hey, Dan at Creator Fundamentals, thank you so much for coming to the event. It was great seeing you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Dan.
And yeah, I think, how about that thumbnail? Did you guys think that thumbnail was pretty awesome? We loved it with all the hands and whatnot. Hey, hashtag Zoe, great to see you, welcome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend a little time. I wanna take your questions that you have. We're just here to hang out, to have some fun, because this is indeed, and there's pictures flying, and that's what's going on. So, hey Gord, can you come over here and help me with, go to the Tube Ritual group and pull up the,
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already in the thread. All right,
excellent.
Here we go.
So we've got some questions, and again, if you're not a member of the Tube Ritual group on Facebook, if you search on Facebook for Tube Ritual, you'll join a community of over 6,000 YouTubers, really a
and supportive. Everybody's supportive, everybody shares the struggles they're going through, everybody shares the successes they have and things like that. I mean, if you take a look right now, right? Like this is what comes from Tube Ritual, right? We've got Gord Eisen in the house. We've got Dan in the house.
Who wants a burrito?
Right, from Tube Ritual. Alex is in the house. Yeah, I mean, like Tube Ritual, and a lot of people have left already, but we had an awesome turnout from the Tube Ritual community that showed up here today. It was, or not today, but during the event. It was awesome hanging out with everybody, meeting everybody, sharing ideas, sharing, you know, answering questions, like just hanging out.
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
We have had so much fun, and that's again really the power and beauty of just hanging out and getting to know people, really creating community. So Rosh, great to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you, Rosh.
Again, Dan, welcome to the live stream. Grandpa's Place, amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. It's so fun to be back here on the live stream on mobile. So, like I said, we've actually got a thread going in the Tube Ritual group. We've got some questions there. I'm gonna be taking your questions too. Nick, what's the first question that we got in the group?
All right, the first question is, my biggest problem is making my thumbnails, and this is from Chris Kelly.
Chris Kelly.
Chris asks, my biggest problem is making my thumbnails pop. They're not eye-catching. Any tips for making them more in your face?
Excellent. So, Nick, what do you think? How can we make our thumbnails pop?
Well, one way, and they even had a talk about this here, a presentation about this, one way that you can make your thumbnails pop, if you're a personality in your videos, you're somebody that's actually making the video content, actually getting more face. More face. Right? To get more in their face, actually use more face. thumbnails with faces in them.
Yes.
Get 80% more clicks than thumbnails without faces in them.
You know, and one of the things I want to back that up with, if you think of some of the very biggest YouTubers, every single thumbnail contains a face. There's a reason for that, so face is huge. When it comes to making thumbnails that pop, one of the things I want to share about that is really the fact that it's the size of your thumb. And very often when we're creating thumbnails, we're designing a graphic, we've got it on the computer screen, and you don't really think about it in the context of being next to all these other videos. So the less you include, the more simple of an image, the better off you're gonna be.
Yeah, simplifying it like that, you know, using less text. A lot of people like to clutter up their thumbnails with a bunch of stuff. By doing that, you're, in most cases, you're actually creating a disadvantage for yourself, because you know you basically want to pick a focus in your thumbnails, and you want to drive the viewer's eye towards whatever that focus is to help you explain whatever it is that's going on in your video. But you want to focus on something. You don't want to put everything on there, right? That's kind of like the billboard for your video. So you want to make it extremely easy to understand. You want to make it simple, and you want to make it to where it doesn't overwhelm people when they're looking at the thumbnail. You want to use colors in your thumbnails, or if you make a video and it ranks, and you're using Morning Fame, for example, and they send you the email and they say, okay, well, this is how your thumbnail looks next to all of these thumbnails, and let's say everybody else is using something color, then you can also experiment with saying, okay, well, you know what, let me try using a color that's actually going to pop out more than the color of the other people that have the thumbnails around me.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. Another thing you can do is just be really aware of the color palettes and the colors that you're using, and contrast is so incredibly powerful. If you've got a light background for your thumbnail, don't include text that's light colored. I've seen like the baby blue and then white for the text. That's really not gonna work. If you look at my thumbnails, if you look at Nick's, contrast is such a huge thing. And another thing is just having that simple kind of a thumbnail. And again, this goes back to less is more. You don't have, excuse me, we're losing our voices because we've been talking, live streaming, talking, and more. And then there was that other talking, but
talking also.
And talking.
Yeah, we're talking a little bit.
So really about the colors, it's very powerful to have kind of a color palette that you repeat again and again. When you create your own color palette, you're really solidifying and pulling together your brand, and you're making it easy for the viewers to remember your channel. It's critical, if you want to grow on YouTube, that you do everything you can to make it easy for viewers to see the value in your channel. And let me tell you, that takes some time and effort, but when you start asking people, you know, when you start asking that question, when you ask yourself that question, how can I make it easier? Well, create a brand, have a color palette, do these things, it's gonna really work well for your channel.
Yeah, as well, you know, in addition to that, you know, also having some type of like branding watermark on there, something like that, just to where, you know, people can recognize your content as yours. Super, super, super important. And real quick, I want to give a shout out. My brother's actually in the stream right now. Creator Insights, what is going on, man? I hope you are enjoying yourself over there in Thailand. Looking forward to getting back.
Creator Insights, what is going on? My name is Nick. It's good to see you, brother. So excellent. Let's take a question from you guys right now. So what kind of questions do you have when it comes to growing your channel? Creator Insights, good to see you, my friend. You sent a clone. Hopefully I see you at this event next year, my friend.
Yeah, you will.
Insight, respects, bro. What do we, please tell me, XGamer218. Ask your question again, Bet. External links or no? Okay, great question from Adventures in Dirt. Here's the definitive answer when it comes to external links. If you send people away from YouTube, you are hurting your channel. But hang on, it's okay, because you have to measure that really with how much you're hurting your channel. It's just a small amount. Now when you're just starting out, you might want to do everything you can to keep people on YouTube, because you've got just a small amount of authority. But over time, as your channel grows, if 1 or 2 people leave YouTube to check out an affiliate link, to check out your Instagram account, or whatever, it's not the end of the world.
And here's a power tip. If you are linking out to, let's say that you have like an offer of some kind, or something that you're doing to generate emails or something like that, a power tip for that is do the same thing. Have like 1 or 2 things that you're always pushing to, so that the people that are watching your videos, the people that are watching your videos on a regular basis, they're not always leaving the platform in order to pick up new things, right? So if you have like a thing or 2, then basically they'll go and they'll get it once, and then after they already have it, anytime that you offer it in any additional video, then you're not killing that session time of them going and filling out the email form and then going through the process of actually getting whatever it is that you're offering.
Yeah, really great question. So Nick, let me ask you, what are some of the things that you've really gained from coming to this event today? How is this, spending your time, spending money, how has this helped and benefited you?
For me personally, this has kind of solidified the realness of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like meeting people face to face, shaking hands, hanging out with Brian, hanging out with everybody here. It's really solidified the realness of what's going on, because with all of us, being content creators, when we put our content out there, it goes out, we get comments, we know people are behind the comments, but when you actually like look into people's eyes, you're shaking hands and stuff like that, it really is kind of like a perspective shift of the realness of what you're putting out there.
Yeah, and I love that.
And the impact.
The impact
also.
And influence, and I just kind of want to reiterate that, when you start moving forward with your channel, you may feel like nothing's working. You may feel like, gosh, I'm putting in this effort, but I just don't see the return. One thing to consider is that you are having impact. It's just oftentimes when we're in it ourselves, when we look at things day by day, and we're looking for that instant gratification, it's really hard to understand that we are having impact. And here's what I want to share with you right now. If you want to grow your channel, if you want to have influence, if you want to make money, if you want to share something you're passionate about, if you create a plan of action and you move forward and you're realistic, you can make it happen. For me and Nick, it's been so gratifying to come to this event, to have people ask us to be in videos, to meet some people that we've really looked up to, and they have been
welcoming.
I'm like getting emotional.
Yeah,
I'm an emotional guy.
Everybody's been so welcoming and so just inviting. You know what I mean? It's just been like the whole environment has been so warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I haven't had one time to where somebody's been kind of like offish or anything like that. Everybody's like, hey, what's going on? And nice. I mean, it's been incredible.
So here's kind of how I want to wrap that up, is that if you create the plan and you have the strategy and you do the work, I mean, it's really important to understand that you can't just have the strategy, that you can't just watch all the tips video, but if you put it into action, if you implement, if you believe, if you keep doing it, and you set the world on fire, don't wonder if it's gonna work. Decide it shall be.
Yeah, and in addition to that, talking about the work, there's been some people here that are putting in the work, but they're not getting the results that they're after yet. But they're putting in the work, but everybody's still like, hey, I respect your grind. I respect what it is that you're actually doing, because you can see the future.
Yes.
In a sense, because it's like, hey, you're putting in the work, you're doing the thing, it just hasn't worked out yet. But if you keep doing that and you keep paying attention to what's going on, it'll work out. You just have to keep that grind together and keep learning and keep applying. More importantly than anything is keep applying and taking action on all the stuff that you've learned.
Man, so important, so good. And again, it's really a lot of fun for us to do this live stream with you guys right now. Welcome if you're just joining me. My name is Brian G. Johnson, and what I'm all about is helping YouTubers to not just upload their videos, but to really create a plan of action to understand how we can amplify our growth, really get exposure and draw attention to what you're passionate about, whether that's playing games or whatnot. I've got Nick Nimmin with me, we'll get a link to the search YouTube. Why we didn't? Yeah, we didn't do that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, just Nicknimin.
Nick Nimmin.
Yep.
And let's do another question.
Yeah.
Someone...
So somebody mentioned earlier about view velocity. How important is view velocity for channel growth? View velocity is extremely important for getting a video off of the ground and kind of helping lift the whole channel up. But here's the thing. If you go for SEO, like if you're trying to actually get your channel off the ground, you go for SEO, landing your videos and making evergreen content that you can rank in search will create a very awesome long-term benefit for you, because basically every piece of content that you put out there is always working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're sleeping, you're on vacation, you're hanging out doing live streams, and those videos, people are watching those videos and you got like a fly, there you go, and they're like, but you know, people are watching those videos and it's always working for you. So of course, you want to, with the view velocity question, you want to make sure that you do what you can to, to increase. Right when you upload your video, that first 24, 48 hours is extremely important as far as the continued push on that video. But at the end of the day, if you have a bunch of stuff ranked in search, then your channel can grow that way as well.
View velocity, really great question. It is really important, and it's something we want to measure, and I'll throw it to Morning Fame. Morning Fame is a great tool that allows us to measure our view velocity. And one of the things I do with my hero videos, and I think it is important to separate, like this video, I'm putting a little bit more time and effort into it, and I'm really focused on getting this to track, to blow up, to drive those views. And when that's the case, when I've got something I really want to drive forward with, at that point, I want to see the view velocity, and it's something I'll work really hard at, and coming up with a promotional strategy to make that happen. How can we do that? Well, I want to give you a tip. The first thing you can do if you want to increase your view velocity is jump into your YouTube demographics. Take a look at your demographics and look at where most people live. So for me, I have close to 60% of my audience in the United States. So I'm going to publish a really important video very early in the morning on the East Coast, because 60% of my audience is going to be awake for the longest period of time. So that's a great way to increase your view velocity, and it's really very, very easy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And another question that we're getting here in the chat is Kim here asks, I'd love to know who they think is suitable for all advertisers.
Okay, great question.
Yeah, basically what's happening there is that's based on your titles, that's based on the type of content that you make on your channel as far as when you get flagged, right? So we're all dealing with that right now. And one thing you have to keep in mind is the AI is learning right now, right? So everything that we're going through right now, as far as the demonetization stuff, basically for you personally, you need to look into, the actual words that you're using, the context that you're using those words in. You need to look at the actual tags themselves and the context that those tags can be used in, and literally every single word in your description. For me personally, I'm not gonna say the word because I don't wanna get this one demonetized.
Right.
But for me personally, I went through all of my stuff and I was overlooking one word that I used. I said, this is my secret blank for this, right? And as soon as I changed that, then everything was fine. So you need to look into, what it is that you are, exactly that. So what it is that you are loading into your metadata, that's the stuff that you really need to pay attention to. But as far as who's suitable for all advertisers, the AI is gonna learn that. It's just right now it's in that learning process.
Yeah, it's really important to be aware that if you want to make money with ad dollars, you can take it two paths. You've got two directions you can go. You can be pissed off and angry, which I've been there. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars based on things happening, but I can also be proactive. And this is what Nick is talking about, is just being proactive and really looking at what's happening with and we'll get to that question in a second.
Yeah.
Look at what's happening with the AI. Look at what's happening with the robot and try to understand why some videos are getting flagged. And a few things I've just learned recently, it's not just the metadata. The AI bot is actually looking at imagery in thumbnails.
And the video.
And the video. Yeah. So someone mentioned, it was Christopher, I think, and a friend of ours mentioned, I can't believe this, what happened? And he's like, oh, I made a joke and there was gore. and there was fake blood. It's like, well, of course. And his initial reaction was, what's going on? This is ridiculous. It's like, no. You put a joke about like getting all cut up. Of course, I can't even like, hello.
Right.
So take the time and do that.
Now, the next question is about TubeBuddy. Somebody's asking here, let's see here, what was it? Somebody was asking about TubeBuddy. It's Steve's Bumper Cam. TubeBuddy does not lead to account suspension or termination. Here's the thing. Okay, just like any tool, right? Let's say a hammer and a real life tool. Let's say a hammer. When you take a hammer, you can take a hammer and you can use it to put in a nail. You can take a hammer to pry stuff open, things like that. Or you can take a hammer to go and bash somebody's face, right? With TubeBuddy, you can use it to optimize your videos. You can use it to test what's working and things like that. Or you can,
oh no.
Or when you are using it, you can abuse it by going through and doing like mass changes on everything every single day, trying, okay, well, if I just keep updating it all the time, then, you know, maybe it'll rank and things like that. It's those mass changes. If you were doing those manually, or if you're using TubeBuddy to do it, then you might still run into the same problems. But TubeBuddy,
you fix it and I won't touch it anymore.
But TubeBuddy will not get your account banned or suspended. It is safe. They are a YouTube approved company. They're actually in their list of companies that are safe to use with their platforms, and you can actually find that inside of YouTube. So TubeBuddy is completely safe, and just make sure that you're using it responsibly, just like you would a hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these tools are really fantastic, and I want to say this, that a tool is just that, and it's our responsibility to look for why the tool works and what can we do to really get the most out of the tool. And that's why I'm always talking about the algorithm and relevancy and tags and whatnot. And the more you learn the best practices, the more you study the videos that Nick publishes, the videos that I publish, and how YouTube really wants to, you know, reward certain videos and why, and then you use TubeBuddy in that manner, you're gonna be so much better off. And yeah, TubeBuddy's not going to get you banned.
Some of the biggest channels.
You don't want to go crazy either. You don't want to like change all your descriptions, and then you want to mass change all your tags, and you don't want to do anything drastic, right? I think that's really important too. Is you want to just like move forward and focus on what's most important. And creators that do that, they're not going to have any kind of problems. And that's publishing your next video. That's uploading consistently, worrying about tags, worrying about thumbnails, but don't do anything crazy or drastic and you're gonna be fine.
Absolutely. And you know what, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. So another thing to keep in mind with TubeBuddy also is that because it is a YouTube certified thing, you're fine. You know what I mean? As long as you're not, the real problem, like from the feedback that you get, is people resubmitting all of the time, basically using the bulk features to resubmit all of their metadata all of the time.
And
right?
that's crazy. That's crazy. And it's like when you get to crazy land, you get crazy results.
Right. If you're trying to game the system,
if you're trying to game the system,
right,
so just take a step back and be cool. Like you know, just be cool about it, and things are going to be just fine. So let's see what Gareth has here. What's more important, being found in search or suggested? Okay, I'm really excited about this question, because obviously if you want to grow a channel, it's imperative that you understand the path and how it's going to happen. So that one of the things to consider is this: the easiest way to get significant traffic is search optimization. By far, without question. Am I on the right path?
Yeah, to get a channel like going. To get that initial momentum going, absolutely.
Hey Dale, thanks for the.
Thanks,
hey
man.
Dale, thanks.
Dale.
Super chat. I see what's going on. Do you want to say something?
Front row seats, baby. Come on. Who's not super chatting? I'm super chatting right here.
So let's continue this conversation. And there we go. Now this is not really. No.
You were gonna move it.
I had to. He gave me $2.
Thanks, Dale.
No, I need a little bit more. I need a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
A little bit more. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about this. How can we make this work?
Yes, Alex, send me an email.
Because what we really want to do is we want to get into search, we want to get into suggested, and so on. I like to focus on search early because I know consistently if I focus on that, I can drive views, I can gain watch time, and I can get into suggested. And what's a great way, what's a tip for suggested?
One tip that can help you get into suggested is actually grouping your content via playlists into with other like channels, so that you can increase basically that connection between the two channels.
Yeah, that's something that Daryl Eves talked about at this event, was really being aware of what videos are being published by the leading channels in your niche, and when
and other channels.
Yeah,
you know, just other channels in your niche, because you know it might not be like trying to get into the biggest channels might not be the best bet for you, because everybody's trying to get into the biggest channels. But you know, just taking those steps up is definitely something that you want to try to do.
Yeah, exactly. The clustering thing that Daryl was talking about, and I want to share. I'm going to share something right now that's super powerful. And if you guys dig this, I would love to see some thumbs up. So if are you guys ready?
I'm going to dig it.
Are you guys ready for some super secret? I've never shared this. Are we good? This is suggested, and this works like gangbusters. So one of the most important things that we hear about again and again and again is watch time. Our watch time, right? And what happens when a brand new video is published? How much watch time, Nick, does a brand new video have?
None.
There's no watch time on a brand new video. And that goes for someone that's got close to 90,000 subscribers, or a channel that's brand new and has 0 subscribers. When the videos are uploaded, there's no watch time. Now stick with me, because here's where it gets good. And one of the things to think about is, if a big channel in your industry uploads a video and you talk about a similar subject and you upload around the same time, sometimes what can happen is there's a correlation between your new video and the bigger channel. And I've had some of my most successful videos basically get caught on, I almost said the name. I don't want to get kicked out of this event.
All right.
I think I just blew it. But I've had videos really do incredibly well in suggested because I published them at the same time of leading channels, and I just kind of caught the wave. You know, I caught the momentum early, and I drove clicks. And the other thing I want to talk about, or I'm going to lead Nick into, is let's talk about how the algorithm is actually split testing. And this is the other part, is you've got to be able to have a clickable thumbnail. Nick, talk about split testing, suggested, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so basically with your thumbnails, with inside of TubeBuddy, since we were talking about TubeBuddy earlier, when you split test your thumbnails, you know, that's when we're split testing thumbnails. Basically how that works is you compare 2 different thumbnails against each other, right? And inside of TubeBuddy, I think this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Inside of TubeBuddy, basically what you do is you run these tests together, and they will give you the information letting you know that this particular thumbnail does better in search, this particular thumbnail does better in suggested, this particular thumbnail generates more watch time than this other thumbnail that you're running it up against, so that you can build your entire visual presentation around what actually works.
Yeah, exactly. So split testing, and the other side of that story is YouTube is also split testing.
Yeah.
YouTube is taking a look
per page load, per page load, per page load and per user.
Yeah.
And if you're not generating clicks, then you're going to be demoted.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is why it's so incredibly important to learn how to make a good thumbnail. When you guys ask, the first question in the Tube Ritual group is thumbnails. Awesome. What's the next question in the Tube Ritual group?
Let's see here. Next question on the list.
And let me read it to you. Here.
Okay.
You don't need that anymore.
All right.
Okay, so Nick,
check, fool.
Nick, our next question is this comes from Rocky. And again, if you'd like to join the Tube Ritual group on Facebook, jump to Facebook and simply search for Tube Ritual. Now, Rocky says, best practices for optimizing, this is a great question, optimizing workflow to be productive and efficient, all the way from brainstorming ideas to publishing.
Batching and templating. The fastest way to speed up your workflow is by batch doing everything. So basically, like in this situation, if we were just here having coffee, or if I was here by myself having coffee, I could pull out my phone and I could brainstorm the next 20 video ideas that I'm going to make, right? So here I would do that. And then when I got home, then I could sit down and I could start researching those, see if it's stuff people are searching for and things like that. And then once I have that, then I can go and I can break those down even more by breaking those down into bullet points. And then once I have that finished, then I can say, okay, well, this coming Tuesday, I'm gonna stand in front of my camera and I'm gonna record 5 or 10 videos.
Yeah, so powerful. And one of the things I do is I use an app to really manage any idea that comes into my head. I really love an app because it's with me at all times, or my phone's with me. I whip out the phone, I slam down on the idea, and so on. I'm good. I don't know what, we got something?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and my brother, he mentioned that you'll also get naturally faster the more you do it. Absolutely, without question.
Huge.
And in addition to that, you know, part of that getting naturally faster is also naturally, you know, or not naturally, but figuring out what works faster. Hey, you know, like does batching work for me? Absolutely, it will. Does using templates work for me? Like you figure out all of these little tricks to help kind of optimize everything and make everything faster. And as far as templating is concerned, like let's say for example that you have a similar video structure in all of your videos, then you can actually go ahead and set up your initial starting template with your intro, with your lower thirds, with any, you know, subscribe call to actions in there, with your end screen, with all that stuff, maybe have some music tracks in there that you usually use and things like that, so that all you have to do is drop in the video content and then edit that video content, move everything around to where it needs to be, render that puppy out.
Yeah, really powerful. So really batching and just in getting used to the process. You know, nothing makes up for that. Nothing makes up for the 10,000 kind of rule that we hear about. The more you do anything, the better you get.
Yeah.
We had a question from Tube Mechanics. Welcome, my friend. And you ask, what app are you using, Brian?
I'm just bathroom, be right back.
Okay,
like
grab me a water when you come back. So, and now I can mess with the camera settings. This is great, because he's gone. So one of the things that I use when it comes to app is an app called Pixel Matter, and I use this app to create all my thumbnails. I also use quite a bit iMovie to edit when I'm doing mobile editing. I usually don't, but I have in the past. It's a really great app. Another app I like to use, and this is on the iOS ecosystem, is Videorama. Videorama is wonderful, and it allows you to create filters. It allows you to create transitions. This app has also got sound effects built in and more. If you want to learn more about apps, I've actually got a few playlists that cover these types of apps on my channel page, and you can just jump to that and check that out. And I want to again just welcome you guys and say, yeah, Pauline says Videorama, she's got it. These are, you know, I'm absolutely amazed at the type of, dang it, can someone grab me a water? I can't remember if I told him. I'm like, I've got to do all these things. Okay, we're back with you now. You know, anyway, so amazing what is absolutely possible when it comes to apps, creating content, and moving forward. And Rodney at Everyday Man Tech, good to see you. And Rodney says Trello, oh, thank you so much. Trello is great for ideas. Yeah, Trello is a really amazing app that I know a lot of video creators do use, so fantastic. Yeah, no, you know, I haven't had a Perrier in a while, Leather Rocker, but I'd like one. And Romalum, I'm not sure about pronouncing your name, but I'm glad you like the content. Thank you for that. And DBZ Collector is Voldemort. I haven't heard of that app. DBZ Collector, I haven't heard of that one. And this is a really fantastic question coming in from Gareth, and Gareth asks, how important is it to consistently create content versus promoting content 80-20? So what I do is I always want to focus on my schedule. I want to be publishing.
They're bringing up over.
I want to be publishing. Did I ask you for one?
Yep.
I couldn't remember, like, because I'm trying to. No,
right.
I always want to be on my schedule. I always want to publish a video on Tuesdays. That's Tuesdays, Thursday, and Friday. And maybe once or twice a month, I'm going to really throw down. I'm going to put a little extra effort into one of those videos. Hey, Ivan, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Later, Ivan.
Married with Jen, welcome. Like I was saying, once in a while, once a month, I'm going to create a special video. I'm going to really go hard on that. I'm going to promote it more. I'm going to, you know, spend more time on whatnot, on the editing. So fantastic. Nick, Can you?
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so we're gonna jump in and grab some more questions here. And I'd like to thank you for stopping by, spending time with me and Nick Nimmin. And I just wanna publicly thank Nick for being a great friend and being a leader in this community and supporting me and helping other people. And
likewise, that goes the other way too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like we talk a lot online, and one thing that viewers don't know is, and like people, because of where we are in the journey, people look at us and they say, well, you probably don't have any problems when you're making videos. You probably, don't have any things that you deal with. You've got it all, kind of figured out in the editing and all that stuff. But in reality, we have problems. Last night, I was trying to make a video with Alex here, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't pull it together. We just kept going into hysterical laughter
because you haven't slept in 3 days.
Well, yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah,
but
that's usually
things like that though. We have tech issues. We have internal struggles too. It's like hey, if hey, I put up this video, it's not doing as good as the other videos. Is everything kind of falling down a little bit? Like what's going on? I mean, it's we all have this type of stuff. We're all always trying to dial things in better. Trying to make things look better, trying to make things sound better, trying to learn more stuff so that we can share it with you guys, and all of that stuff. There's pressure. There's sometimes frustration.
Huge.
With that, and we lean on each other. We reach out to each other like, hey, I'm dealing with this right now. Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do this with the people that you work with? I'm seeing this with the people that I'm working with right now, or somebody that I'm working with. With anybody that you've worked with, have you had this particular thing happen? And things like that. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, it really has. And I would encourage everybody watching right now to think more about friendships, think more about community, think more about, not that you're not doing that, but maybe rather than how can I get more views, how can I do a collaboration, instead think about getting involved with people, whether it's online, maybe your jam or jelly is Reddit, maybe like me, you dig Facebook. It really doesn't matter. It's all about connecting with people. And when you do that, and when your intention is just to reach out to someone and say, hey, Nick, I really like your All Our Questions channel. I think you're doing a great job. My name's Brian. Just keep rocking it. That was pretty much my first message to Nick. I didn't have any like sneaky kind of plans to like, we're gonna do a collab. I just was like, hey, you're doing a great job. And that stemmed into a friendship, more connections. We started doing collaborations. We live stream, we support each other, we send each other business. We're not so much worried about like who's gonna come out ahead, because we're gonna help and support. We're gonna bring each other up together. And that goes for a community. People in the Tube Ritual group hanging out with Alex and Gord and Dale and everybody in this community, and you're a part of that. So take it up to yourself to reach out. Take it up upon yourself to just, really take that connection that we have online and bridge it to the next level.
The next question is...
okay, you ask me.
Yeah,
sure.
The next question is from Pamela.
Okay.
And she asks, what are some benefits of great events like Vid Summit? And what about us poor folks on the other side of the world? Let's see here, in Skint. What can you do to grow a YouTube community in our area? Or can you all just come to Scotland?
So
I would love to come to Scotland.
I'm down.
Get us tickets. We are on our way.
I'm down to rock the kilt, and I will too. Like
I would totally wear a kilt.
I like to wear kilts. I almost said a dress, but I decided I'm going to stick with kilt. So that sounds fantastic. One of the things I would say, Pamela, is first of all, you're a sweetheart, and I so appreciate you in the Tube Ritual group and really supporting people. So well done on that. And that is really the path. You're already doing it, my friend. It's simply a matter of continuing and carrying on. And Grandpa's Place, could you imagine the super chats that Brian Johnson could get for wearing a kilt?
Yeah, I think that's a totally different video site, but we won't go into that.
Hey, there's Tim. Hey, Tim. Good to see
what's
you,
up,
buddy.
Tim?
Hey, Jamilo.
So also,
what's up?
As far as the events, like this particular event itself, actually, you can actually get the replays
Yes.
For this event. So if you want to know like all of the presentation stuff that went on at this event, you can actually get the replays. I have a video on my channel. We can put a link after this down here in the description as well. But I have a link on my channel. There's a video that I did with Daryl Eves last Saturday, and there's a link in the description of that video as well that that will give you access to the replays.
Excellent.
Of everything that went down here. So next question is, how can I get more traffic from suggested videos? We covered that. Oh, this is interesting. Teresa Kennard says, what has surprised each of you the most about the other now that you've met in person? Interesting.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is pretty much what I expected. I know Nick very well. Me and Nick chat probably 2 to 4 times a week. Sometimes we do video chat. We support each other. And the connections you make online are so very real, and when you do meet together in person, it solidifies, it takes it to the next level. But as far as this, like, you know, was there this big revelation? Like, Nick's pretty much what I expected him to be. Like, we really are ourselves online.
Well, Andrew was saying that yesterday.
Yeah.
When we were going to dinner, he was saying that that one thing for him that surprised him the most about all of us that stream on TubeBuddy was how we are like in our videos and our streams and stuff like that, like how we're like that in real life also.
Yeah. Well,
he said that, you know, he was surprised, and we were talking about how that's probably why we all do okay, because of that authenticity.
Authenticity.
You know, like we just let it out instead of trying to be this or trying to be that, or, you know, whatever.
I want to rap.
Do it.
I want
Go.
Authenticity, it is the place to be. Stake your claim and sing along with me. Now, Nick.
Authenticity,
it is the place to be. Stake your claim and sing along with me. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Okay, next question.
Woohoo! Yeah! Woo! I applaud you.
Okay,
next question.
That was pretty good for an old white guy. You try to rap at 51, kids.
Let's see here. What's the most interesting and funny thing that's happened for you so far at Vid Summit?
I don't know, because my brain is half frozen right now.
Okay, we'll pass that one.
Yeah, we're passing.
Okay, got another one of those. Number one takeaway. My number one takeaway from Sherry. She says, "What's your number one takeaway from Vid Summit?" Could be a tip, but doesn't have to be. For me, it's the importance of community. Like the importance
community,
of it's the importance of community. It's the importance of you know of talking to people, reaching out to people, you know helping people out online, because there's a lot of times, you know, you get messages, you do the same thing. You know, you'll get a message and somebody will say, you know, hey, you know, I'm you know, I'm having trouble with this, or hey, could you give me a quick whatever on this? And you know, that little tiny bit of effort that you put in a situation like this ends up actually turning out pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, hang on. Hold on. Ask the question again. I've got a slightly different answer. I love what you had to say. Okay. Ask me the question again.
Okay. What's your number one takeaway from Vid Summit?
So this is the thing that me and Nick are really excited about. This is the thing that Nick mentioned to me last night at 1 o'clock in the morning when we're all, like, we don't want to like leave each other because we're just all having so much fun, but we're so tired. And I'm like, it's over, I'm going to bed, I'll see you guys in the morning. And Nick says to me, he kind of leans in and he says, you know, dude, he said, you know, we've done it. You know, it feels so gratifying to have created a plan, to have understood where we want to go, and we came here and it happened. You know, we really had really positive feedback. So what I want to encourage you to do, if you want to grow a YouTube channel, if you want to be able to make money online, is to be willing to put in the work, and be willing to put yourself out there, to be willing to go in all the way, as hard as you can go, knowing it might not be perfect, knowing you might struggle along the way, knowing you might face challenges, but if you pursue, you continue, you carry on, anything is possible. And when I came to this event, it was so amazing to feel so welcome by the community. So just know that if you're excited and if you have dreams, that you can achieve that which you seek out to do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Next question is, did you high five, hug, handshakes, or kiss? We high fived, actually.
How many high fives has Brian G done at the event?
I know within the first like 30 minutes, I think you're up to like 8 or 9 high fives.
I was like,
yeah,
you know,
he's like a high five machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
he's like walking around, we're like going to grab, you know, we're like walking down the street to grab a coffee, and he's like, you know, high-fiving guys that are like out in the back. We went to ask them, you know, hey, you know, where's some restaurants in the area or whatever, and, you know, we're talking to them a little bit. He high-fives both of them, high-fives the dude in the taxi. I mean, yeah, he's like a high-five machine.
So it's funny because I met Nick and he said, "Hi, my name is Nick Nimmin, and it's great to see you here, and we're starting right now." And I said, "You did?"
Nice, nice. Okay, Alex says, and he's sitting right here too.
Alex.
So this one's kind of loaded.
This is Alex.
Yeah, this one's kind of loaded.
Now always pan slow, kids. Okay, like if you're gonna pan, like do a nice kind of like pan and zoom. There's Alex.
Right here. So Alex, his YouTube channel is E4 Electric. So make sure you check out E4 Electric.
E4 Electric. Let's just blow up the channel right now. Help us out. Go to E4 Electric right now.
E-F-O-R
Please,
Electric.
Everybody.
Okay, Alex asks, what is the content strategy, and how can small YouTubers come up with one to get the initial traction?
So very powerful, Alex, to come up with a content strategy. It's so very interesting how some of my biggest videos were little videos that were a whim that I decided to make at the spur of the moment, but it really matched what the audience is looking for. That's super important to really understand what your audience wants. Another thing that's important to understand is what are trends that are happening right now? What are new cars that are coming out? What are some of the books, the news? All that kind of trending information is super, super powerful.
Yeah, he rides off trends a lot.
And that's great, but just to like come up with a content strategy and always be testing. Like I think at the end of the day, you know, when we're small, it's very important to test, to try out different things, and to understand that it doesn't always work out, and that might be okay, because it's 80-20. 80% of your videos are gonna bomb. In fact, I think that's so important. I'm gonna say it again. If you're discouraged that your last 4 videos bombed, well, that's statistically what happens. 80% are gonna bomb, 20% are gonna blow up. So, you know, just move forward. I wanna say Alex, because we have another, but Alex. And I'm excited because I know you can do it. I know you can, and it's hard. And you might not be sure of that, but I think the more you start to believe that sooner or later I'm gonna get there, you know, you're gonna be able to make it happen. So, hey, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
Ken. Hey, Nick.
So you guys will teach us, make it to Vid Summit this year. Awesome. Oh, I thought he said that he was gonna make it to Vid Summit this coming year. Okay.
Nick, high five. Super chat, high five.
High five.
Okay, cool.
Okay, next question is from Owen Himsath, AKA Owen Video, who we also been hanging out here. I guess he saw this post and wanted to make this.
Hang on. Okay, so there, you guys see E for Electric?
Yep, right there.
Hit that little icon, E for Electric, go subscribe right now, and then come back here immediately.
And we'll just talk about something else while you're doing that real quick for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, right. What's the question?
Okay, so the next question is from Owen. Yeah. We've been hanging out here, and you know it's also been awesome hanging out with Owen, hanging out with everybody.
Everybody.
It's just been fantastic. But yeah, hanging out with Owen, it was awesome to meet Owen and hang out with Owen a bit. But his question is, how has Vid Summit changed your content plan, if at all? For me personally, it's not necessarily the content plan that has changed.
Yeah.
But because of all of the positive feedback that I've gotten since I've been here, for me, I'm trying to think, how can I give more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how can I add more value to what it is that I'm doing? How can I help people more? How can I expand on that? Is it going to come in the form of another upload? Is it going to come in the form of maybe more in-depth information I carry in my videos? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm working through right now is how to apply more value to what it is that I'm already doing.
Really fantastic.
What about you?
Yeah, for me, how has this event really impacted what I'm going to create and make in the future? One of the things I've been thinking about a lot is thumbnail templates and maybe trying to come up with something new or not. I've been asking for feedback on some of the videos that I've done in the past that have cringe level 27. Super cringy. This is something I struggle with, but I think that's part of the journey. You know, we don't get to be the 1%. You know, we don't get to have that experience on our third video. That's not how life works. So just like moving forward and carrying on. So that for me is what's really most important. And again, I think what I've really taken away from this event is its validation that all the things we're doing are really working, and all I need to do is carry on and just stick to the schedule and move forward, and it's gonna work out. Like, I'm making good decisions.
It's already working out.
It's working out.
It's already working out. The next question is actually from the chat here on YouTube. It's from John Wolf. He says, should I ask a very big channel with similar content for help? I'm making content like Vsauce, not in this account, and I was thinking to message them, but I don't want to be annoying. Okay, here's the thing, John. You don't want to reach out to people for help. You want to reach out to people to help them. That's what's going to have the biggest impact on what it is that you're doing, because channels like Vsauce, right? Channels with any traction at all, they're constantly getting people reaching out for help.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it's not about, you know, hey, I wanna, you know, hey, can you help me out? Hey, I'm trying to grow my channel. Hey, I'm trying to get more views. Hey, can we do a collaboration so you can send a bunch of traffic my way? That's all about you, right?
Yeah.
You're not adding anything to the situation there. So unless you can actually add some type of value to the person that you're reaching out to, don't do it. Now, with that said, it is important that you do figure out how you can add value to other people, and that you do work that into your collaborations. Maybe you have a special skill set that's going to, that you can apply to someone else to kind of get your foot in the door that way, and open up that door that way. Hey, I noticed that you're doing this particular thing. I happen to do this particular thing as well. Is there any way that I can help you with what you're doing? You know what I mean? That's how you open that door.
You know, such a great question. I so very much love it. And like, the bottom line is this. It's always very important to think about the experience for the other individual. And when you're like, hey, can you give me some help? Well, can you subscribe to my channel? Or anytime it's like, can you do something for me? It's really challenging, because the sheer volume of people that are screaming that every day, it's like the roar of the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to help as many people as I possibly can, but it's impossible to help all those people. And one of the things I mentioned earlier is to get involved with community. Like, did I reach out to Nick Nimmin for help at 90,000? No. Did I ask for any help at all? No. I just said, hey Nick, I love what you're doing. I think it's amazing. You've got a lot of talent, and you're gonna go far. That was a real connection based on no ulterior motive from myself. And when you do that, what happens is it comes back to you so very often. I didn't have a big schemy plan, but clearly I've done really well being in collaborations on Nick's channel. And at the end of the day, the last thing I want to say was, the gentleman's name John?
Yes.
So John, a lot of times I'll move forward with this, and it doesn't, hey Gord, see you later.
See you, man.
Take care. So, it doesn't always work out. Sometimes you'll do something nice for people, but you know, things just don't work out. But over time, statistically speaking, you'll find there'll be a lot of people that will support you back.
You're not leaving, right? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll catch up soon.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Okay, see you guys.
We're just saying goodbye to some folks. Yeah, so that's a really great question. Let's see what some of the other questions you guys have. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. Welcome.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. That's about, oh, I'm just like covering up the lens. Yeah,
Yeah.
you think I've done this before. Okay, do you feel 100, okay, this is from Eric Carlson, which Eric, I know that you're in LA, by the way, so, you know, you should come over to this side of town sometime so we can grab a coffee. Do you feel 150 uploads for the first year is a decent average for a vlog channel? It depends on what you're doing. Depends on what you're doing. It depends. Like, it's not about the amount of content that you upload. It's not about the amount of work that you put into it. It's about what it is that you're actually trying to do. So like in that case, it's not about you know, hey, I put up 150 videos. It's about, has this 150 videos helped me do whatever it is that I'm trying to do? So in your case, you know, because I know you do like filmmaking stuff, I believe. So in your case, if you're trying to get exposure to the release that you're trying to do, and you've gotten some traction on those videos and things like that to where people are coming in from those vlogs, and then you're able to give exposure to what it is that you're doing there, then absolutely that's fantastic. Now, if you are uploading those videos with no clear plan in mind, and they're not doing anything for you at all except maybe being like a creative outlet, then you're winning on the creative outlet side, and maybe you could have done that with 10 videos, maybe you needed to do it with 150 videos. So that's more of like a personal preference or personal standard question than it is a, you know, a number count versus success type question.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of times people want to know, like, how many videos do I need to publish to get these results, or is 5 videos would it be better to publish 5 videos a week or 2 videos a week? And one of the things that I know we agree on, I've heard you share, is that, you know, going daily is really powerful. And if you go daily, you probably will see an increase. But what you really want, if you really want to grow, is you want to be able to tap into the ability of connecting with what viewers want. You want to be able to create videos that viewers respond to. And with that being said, when you're able to do that, you can publish a video that will drive views for 5 years versus publishing a video that's going to get a little traction for a few days. So I think there's a lot more power, myself personally, in really understanding what you're trying to achieve, like Nick said, and then going forward and just measuring, am I getting closer to what I want to create? Because early on,
I hate to do this, but I have to use the bathroom again.
Okay,
so I'll be right
dude,
back.
It's fine. So really great question, and that to me is the answer. I really want to dial in on quality. I want to create videos I feel my audience is connecting with, and then I want to be able to scale that in some way, shape, or form if I want to grow faster. Hey, Andres, I want to let you know I saw you jump in. Thank you for being a Patreon. So good to see you, my friend, and I can't wait to share some more in the chat. Dr. Sten says, there is a topic for you too. How can I find out what the audience really wants? And this is exactly what I'm talking about. How do you figure that out? How do you exactly identify what your audience wants? And for me, one of the things you can do starting out is to really pay attention to some of the leading channels that are in your industry. Look at the channels that drive a lot of engagement. That's one of the really clear clues. Not so much subscribers. If you've got a channel and maybe you publish a video, but there's not a lot of comments or engagement, then that's not as powerful as, say, seeing a video that drives tons of engagement, tons of interaction, and really community. So what I like to do is study other channels that are successful. What kind of topics have they covered, and how have they covered those topics? How are these channels winning? What is the tone of their delivery? Are they delivering in a comedic style? Are they fun? Are they engaging? Are they serious? It really depends again, but that's how you identify what an audience wants. You want to look for similarities in other channels and so on. Hey Minka, so good to see you. And I gotta say, it's always such a pleasure for me to live stream and spend time with those subscribers. That's you here, Minka, and all of you. And Dr. Sten, you're more than welcome. It's always a pleasure. It's really, and when you do that, this is to me the beginning of a great channel. It's not just let's publish a bunch of videos. It's taking the time to understand what an audience is already subscribing to, and you can hack that by paying attention to successful channels. Nick, let me ask you a question off the cuff. What has been some of the more challenging things for you in the last year with your YouTube channel?
For me, it's been organization.
Organization.
Organization and streamlining. Basically for me, because in addition to YouTube, you know, like I have other stuff that I do around my channel. So as my channel has grown, all of that has been amplified as well. So managing all of that and trying to get everything, you know, streamlined a bit, you know, calling in help, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, basically just trying to like as everything's scaling, trying to just keep it all together.
Yeah, yeah.
Really.
Well, and I gotta say, Nick, you've done such a great job at like managing multiple channels, providing coaching and help to individuals, really supporting other people, keeping your uploads rolling. And one of the things, you know, what is the secret sauce to Nick's success? Like, if that's something you've ever thought about, for me, one of the things we just talked about was really identifying what an audience is responding to and creating a content strategy, a video strategy that's gonna really address the wants and needs of the viewer.
And at the very basic level of that, just figuring out what people are responding to and just make more.
Well,
I mean, like if you take the fancy, you know, the content strategy and all that stuff out of it, figure out what people like, make more of it.
Yeah, and as I was saying, so I think Nick has done such a great job with that. And the other thing he's done is he has absolutely been so religious. He has made his video upload a ritual. And you know, they say the definition of a ritual is to repeat a series of actions according to a prescribed order. And Nick, you do that so incredibly well.
Absolutely, and I want to address something real quick. Infinity says Nick's success equals only 90,000 subscribers. Absolutely. You should come to Vid Summit next year and see what 90,000 subscribers looks like. Okay, do you guys do anything to promote your channels, videos, outside of SEO and algorithm optimization?
You know, for me, this is a question I see a lot, and there are a few little things that you can do. I can email my list, but at the end of the day, I believe the channels that have the huge success that we all strive for gained that huge success on YouTube. They published videos, the algorithm responded, and they got huge. Now, yeah, what can you do? Check out Reddit. Reddit's really powerful, depends on the niche. Create your own Facebook group. I've got a group of 6,000 amazing YouTubers, and it's so good to communicate and support those people. And you know, when it comes time for me to share, a lot of those people are gonna watch, so you can leverage Facebook. If you're wondering what's the very best, it's the platform that you're excited about.
And the results that you're trying to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, guys, we're gonna wrap up pretty soon, and because we, you know, maybe videos or hanging out,
sure.
but I have had such an amazing time with you guys today. And again, I just want to say, hey, Todd, it was really a pleasure meeting you, and so many amazing YouTubers. And for you watching at home, I can't thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just awesome being a part of this community, and like I was saying before, as far as like the realness of everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this has been really, like, for both of us, it's been like an emotional experience, because like, I won't go into detail, but it's just been an emotional experience, and it's been something that that being part of this community is more of an honor now than it has ever been.
Yeah.
Because of the things that have transpired here.
And Juan Lopez says, how did you guys meet? And I actually told the story earlier.
What's going on, Juan?
Nice to see you. I actually just sent Nick a message, and it was just like, hey, you're doing great. I really appreciate the effort you're putting in. Keep rocking on. And it was really just that, and that one simple message, you know, kind of flourished into a cool friendship. So, all right, so Nick, thanks for stopping by.
My pleasure, man.
You for stopping by. If you're not already subscribed and you want to not just upload your videos but amplify them, consider subscribing. This is Nick Nimmin. Now, as we leave the stream, I would encourage you, if you're not subscribed to Nick Nimmin, I guarantee, I put my life on the line, that you're gonna gain a lot of helpful information. So search right now for Nick Nimmin and subscribe. And you know what's fun is when you subscribe, you're gonna be one of the people that subscribed to Nick Nimmin right before he had a silver play button. It's coming so close. I'm so proud of you, dude.
Thank you.
High five.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next time. You dig?